Okay, so good afternoon. So today we have the tutorial on the InSAR data processing software tools. So in this tutorial we will understand the processing of the ISC software and the MintPy software. So the tutorial is very long. So few things I will demonstrate. Actually there are some mistakes. This is and this for is not there. Okay, so here we will focus on the MintPy processing because that is very important, and the ISC is the SAR processor. So there are other SAR processors also like Snap, Hype 3, Gamma SAR or NB, GMT SAR. So many SAR processors are there. So in SAR processor generally we are doing the pre-processing part, and in the MintPy and the other software packages we are doing the main InSAR processing, just like the PSI and the SWAS. But the MintPy is made for the SWAS processing. So we will see how to proceed the SWAS InSAR technique in the MintPy software package. Okay, so this is around 72 page practical tutorial. So here something is mentioned about the tutorial, and here I will show you some case study of the Joshimath town, which is there in the Chamoli district of Uttarakhand, that is situated along the National Highway 7 between the Rishikesh and Badrinath National Highway. Okay, so though the data sets are not there, but I will show you how to install the MintPy and what kind of these steps are there and how to download the data set. So all those things I will explain today. Okay, because in 1 hour everything is not possible, but few things I will explain, and other things you can explore yourself, because all these steps are mentioned in this tutorial. So this is self-explanatory tutorial. If you read this tutorial, then you can enjoy. Okay, so this tutorial is prepared in the Linux operating system, but the same thing you can apply in the Windows system also. So what we will do, first of all we will install the Anaconda or the Miniconda, and within the Anaconda or the Miniconda, first we will create a separate environment, and in that environment we will install the MintPy software package and the other libraries which are compatible with the MintPy and required for the SAR data processing. And then we will install the Jupyter notebook, and then later on the everything or all the processing part we will do in the Jupyter notebook itself. So this tutorial is prepared for the operating Linux operating system, but the same thing you can do in the Windows system. So no small changes are there, but not major changes. Okay, so under this some very common and useful commands I have already mentioned here. So here some basic commands I have mentioned, like here you can see, suppose to see the present working directory, so you can just type the pwd. So I'm not going to explain all these commands, but you have to just read. If you want to change one directory to another directory, then you can also see how to zoom it. Okay, so these commands are mentioned here. So these commands are mentioned here for your help actually, or for your future reference for this one. Okay, so these are basic commands. If you want you can skip, but these I have mentioned just for your reference, because in between some confusion which arises, that time you can just see how to go about that particular step. So just like if you want to run the multiple commands, so you can write command first semicolon command 2 semicolon command 3. Okay, and for this is for the parallel processing, sorry, independent processing. And for the sequential executions, you can write first command and operators, then command 2, then and operator, and command 3. So in the sequential way you can give basically number of commands, and it will process first command, then second command, then third command, and so on. Okay, so this I'm just going to skip, and if you want to download something, okay, so these things I'm just skipping. Okay, now coming to the installation part of the Anaconda and its dependency, because this is the base where we have to install all those software packages. So in my system this Anaconda 3 is already installed. If suppose in your system it is not installed, then what you can do, you can first just download the Anaconda from the web browser. So for example here, just like download, you can search on the browser, download Anaconda 3 for either for Windows or the Linux, whatever you want. Okay, so this is for Windows, so that here download the Anaconda distribution, here you can go, and then free download, distributions, accept all. Actually it requires some sign. Okay, so where is that tutorial? Somewhere here. Okay, so what happens, first you just open the terminal window and then change these things. Okay, and if you want you can download the command. This is for the Windows Linux system. So if you want to download the setup of the Anaconda, so you just run this particular command. You see wget, and this is the URL from where the Anaconda you can download, and you can search previously in the browser also, so that the latest version you can search the URL of the latest version, and then you just run it wget and then the URL, and automatically the setup for the Anaconda will be downloaded. Okay, provided your computer should be connected with the internet. So then how to install it, just like BSH, and then wherever you have downloaded the Anaconda setup, you just write the BSH, then space, and the address of that particular file wherever it is there in your computer system. So you just run this single line command, and your Anaconda will be installed. Okay, so this way you can basically install. So installation part is not very difficult. But in case of Windows, what you can do, you just visit to the Anaconda website, and from there you can just download, just I have mentioned here. So this is this one is this one is the Anaconda downloads, Anaconda 3. Okay, so these are the anaconda.com. so from here you can download. For that first time it is basically asking for the signing. Okay, so you have just sign in, and then the setup you can download from this particular website. And once it is downloaded, so for Windows system exe file will be downloaded, and just simply double click the exe file and go next. That way you can install the Anaconda. Okay, so just make sure in Windows we are downloading by this command, in Linux we are downloading from this command and installing by this command. But in Windows you can download directly from the browser. Okay, and you can install by just double clicking on the exe file, and other directories you can mention, okay, where you want to install that Anaconda platform. Okay, then what you will do, you have just to activate and the test the installation. Suppose for example this source and BSH, then conda info you can just type, then this type of the information will come, which shows us this version of the Anaconda, and the environment name is this one, and so on. So this way you can basically confirm the installation of the Anaconda is complete in your system. Okay, now from this next step is the creation and activation of the new environment in the Anaconda. So that is also very simple. How to create, just like conda create new ISC2. ISC2 is basically the name of the environment, and Python 3 means the environment will be created for this particular Python version. Okay, so here I am just for demonstration purpose I am just opening the Anaconda, which is already installed in my system. So this Anaconda prompt I am opening, and here you can see this is full screen. Okay, so here by default it is coming base, then user, and the teacher PC. Okay, so what I am doing now, I am just deactivating. So let us say, because the base is activated, so conda deactivate base, or simply this one. So here you can say this base has gone. I hope you are able to see this particular screen. Now I will create the new environment, let us say for the MintPy. Okay, so what is the command? Conda create. Here you can see the command also. See here, conda create double dash name and the name of the environment. So conda create name and name of the environment, let us say MintPy. Okay, and Python let us say latest version. If I'm not writing a specific version of the Python, then by default it will take the latest version of the Python. Okay, so if you want, you can just remove this. You just simply write the MintPy. It means I am creating a new environment by the name of MintPy. So enter it. So now this creation part is going on. So here you can see the multiple commands are also there. Either you can create new environment by this command or by this command, means either you can write dash name or simply single and that both are equivalent. Okay, or you can create a new environment from the Conda Forge, and you can install other dependencies which are available in a text file. So means whatever the packages you want to install in this particular environment, so all those packages you can write in the text file. So that text file is here, like requirements.txt. So whatever the package names are mentioned in the text file, all packages will also be installed in the new environment which we are going to create. Okay, so here you can see this is already processing. It is asking whether proceed, yes, and end it. So now this new environment has created. So command is very simple. You should not remember just because you have to just refer either this one or this one. Just keep in mind I have not mentioned the name of the Python version. So this I have removed, and the name of the ISC2 I have mentioned the MintPy. So be careful what is the meaning of that particular environment name. So this is as per your requirement, whatever the name you want to keep and whatever the version of the Python you want to keep. Okay, so now here you can see the MintPy environment has created. Now you can activate that, conda activate MintPy. Okay, so enter it. So here you can see just before this directory MintPy is mentioned. It means right now I have created new environment and activated that. So now my new environment is active. So now whatever I will do, every installation or processing will be done based on this new environment. Okay, so now here you can also see once this is installed, then once created, activate this environment. How to activate? Conda activate and the name of the environment. I have created MintPy, so I have mentioned MintPy. So by this single command you can activate. The same thing I have done it. Okay, now it is saying open the Jupyter notebook. Okay, so Jupyter notebook means why it is saying that just change the working directory up to the home directory and the Anaconda 3, and to open the Jupyter notebook you simply type the Jupyter notebook. Okay, if it is not working, it means Jupyter notebook is not installed in this particular environment, because just now we have created this new environment, but no installation was performed in this environment. So we cannot expect the Jupyter notebook is there with this environment. Okay, so right now you cannot open. So what, if you want, you can just check it, Jupyter notebook. Okay, so it will show some error. because that is not Jupyter Notebook is not recognized. So we have to install the Jupyter Notebook. So how to install? That is pip install, or you can install by the conda also. Conda install Jupyter Notebook, or conda install C conda force Jupyter Notebook, that way, or simply notebook. So I'm just writing pip install notebook. I'm just writing simply this one. So where you will get in the tutorial, so that line is not mentioned here, but if you read this note, see, change Jupyter Notebook directory in the terminal windows itself if required. The directory terminal window is the directory of the Jupyter Notebook. Okay, if Jupyter Notebook is not installed in your new environment, then install it by running this particular command. Okay, so what is that command? Conda install C conda forge notebook. This command can work. If you are not running this, you can run this one, conda install C conda forge Jupyter Lab. Or third one is also there, which I have used, that is pip install notebook. So the third one you can also add pip install, just like conda install notebook. Same way I have used pip install notebook. So now I am entering it. So by this, okay, pip is not there, so I am now using this conda forge. Okay, just copy here from here and paste here. Okay, and enter it. So now it will install the notebook from the conda forge. So now it is working, but your system should be connected with the internet. So now for till the installation you have to wait. So but you should understand, okay, what we are doing. Now we are basically installing the notebook, and then we will open the notebook so that we can process other things in this particular Jupyter Notebook. Okay, it is saying the newer version is there. Okay, it is asking proceed or yes. So this installation is going on. So you need not to worry, you just focus on this particular tutorial and go step by step, and that way you can complete your exercise. So after this, what is happening? Installation of the conda packages. These are required for the ISC software. So for time purpose, I am just skipping the installation of the ISC software, because okay, because we will use the MintPy. So, and if you want to install the ISC also, then you have to basically follow these commands. So for this purpose, I am just skipping the installation of ISC2 SAR processor. Okay, installation commands are very simple, just like conda install C conda forge ISC2. It means ISC2 will be installed, just like whatever way we installed the notebook. Okay, so now this notebook, you can see this switching I will do. Okay, so don't be confused. First time I am going into the tutorial, and then in this terminal Anaconda prompt. Okay, so now it is almost completing. So now next step is installation of MintPy. Okay, so how to install this? English you can read, but for installation purpose, this single command is sufficient. Means more or less same command is working for all the packages. You can notice, like conda install C conda forge, now MintPy. Earlier we used conda install C conda forge notebook. In the previous case, in case of ISC2, conda install C conda forge ISC2. Means this command is same, only thing is the name of the package is changing. So same command you can just remember, and then you can install the required package. And this second command tells us if you want to install, just like there are so many versions of the MintPy. So if you want to install a specific version of the MintPy, then you can use or you can mention the version of the MintPy here itself. So what is there in the second command? Conda install c conda force, which is similar to up to here. Then next one is MintPy equal to the version of the MintPy, just like 1.6, 1.6.1, 1.6.2, something like that. Okay, so that version you can mention. Then in that case that particular version will be installed by running this particular command. Okay, so here you can see the Jupyter notebook is installed. Now if you want to open Jupyter notebook, okay, I'm just running this. It means I just want to open the notebook with, okay, if I'm entering it, then I can check whether the Jupyter notebook is opening. So now you see in your browser, either in the Chrome or Firefox, this Jupyter notebook is opened. So this is basically Jupyter notebook. If you want to add open the new file, so let us say in the Python kernel, you can open this new Jupyter notebook. So this here you can write so many programs, okay, so many things you can add, and here itself basically we will process the InSAR. So how to read different packages, how to import different packages, how to crop the images, how to process SVAS and so on. So all those things we will do here. But till now we understand, we have installed the Jupyter notebook and our Jupyter notebook is working fine. There is no issue. Okay. So I'm now closing for time being because we want to install other packages also. Here you can see. Just wait, and here you can see now installation of the MintPy. So how to install? The same command, conda install c conda force MintPy. I am not mentioning a specific version. If you are not mentioning, so most probably it will download or install the latest version of the MintPy. Okay, so just wait. Just waiting. And suppose this way some time is taking, so what you can do, if you want to quickly come back, then in that case you can just close this terminal prompt. Okay, again you can open a new prompt. So anaconda prompt, and you just zoom it and activate conda, activate that new environment which was MintPy. Okay, so now it is done. Now we can install the whatever the new package we want to install. Conda install c conda force MintPy. Either you can simply copy from here or you can type there whatever you like. Okay, so I'm just copying from here and pasting over here, and here some space is there, so I'm just removing. So what is the command? Conda install c conda force MintPy, entering it. So now the installation of MintPy is starting. Okay, so it is starting. So where installation is going on? In the new environment MintPy. So now it will take some time. Sometime it is quickly installed, sometimes it takes time. So it all depends what kind of the packages are available in your system. So it will basically search the compatible packages also, means whatever the existing packages are there and what it is going to install. So whether the new installation is compatible with the existing packages or not. If not, then it will ask some updation is required, whether you want to update the existing packages or not. So such type of the queries it will ask. If you are updating the existing one, then that may be good also because you want to install the new package, but it may be sometimes bad also because the existing packages might be compatible with the other packages which you have already installed. Okay, but if you are updating it, so it may show some problem with the previous software which is already there in your new environment. Okay, so just keep in mind when you are updating the particular package. Okay, so it will take time. So for that I'm just switching. I'm going to the tutorial. So here you can see, after this running command, the MintPy will be installed. Then what we will do, we will check whether the installation has done or completed or not. So how we can check? By running this particular command. What is this command? This is basically one Python file in the MintPy software, that is for small baseline application written in Python, and this H stands for the help, means if you want to take the help of this particular Python and it is running fine, it means the installation of the MintPy is completed. Okay, so this we will do once this particular installation is finished. As I mentioned, it may take some times, sometimes several minutes, sometimes 2-3 minutes. So this is, sometimes it also happens, for example, see some packages it is showing problems. What is the problem here? Limbambu satisfiable error encountered problem while solving package MintPy 1.5.0 required PySolid, but none of the provided can be installed. So PySolid is not there. So Python, this is pin seems to be involved in the conflict. Currently pinned specific Python is 3.13. So some the conflict is there between the existing packages and the new packages which we are going to install. Okay, so what we can do, we can install a specific version, let us say 1.6.1. let's see whether this is compatible or not. So again it will take time. Okay, meanwhile we can go, and then next thing is we have to install one kernel actually. So kernel for the Jupyter notebook, so that that particular kernel can be used for the processing part. So how to install the kernel? By running these two commands. So first command is conda install c. This is Anaconda or Miniconda. If you are working with Anaconda, then you have to write only Anaconda, and if you are working with Miniconda, then you have to write Miniconda. So one of them you have to remove. Okay, so since I am using the Anaconda, so I will use only Anaconda, and the slash and Miniconda will be removed. Then installing the IPy kernel. It means from Anaconda platform, I will first install the IPy kernel. Then using the IPy kernel, Python IPy kernel, install the user and the name of the environment, or you can say the name of the kernel which we want to keep it. Okay, so that name we can put anything like MintPy or any other name. So by that name the kernel will be installed. So it will take some time. Actually some conflict is also observed. So what can be done, if you want you can just repeat. See, first we created one environment, conda create environment. Okay, but that environment we can create with the specific version of the Python. Okay, so Python equal to, let us say 3.11 or 3.22, something like that. So that I am just repeating because this default MintPy environment was created using Python 3.13. So it is showing some conflict with the existing packages. So what I am doing, just deactivating this MintPy package. So let's say conda deactivate MintPy. Okay, sorry, simply deactivate. Okay, so I'm now creating conda create new, let us say simply mint. So mint I'm create, oh sorry, mint I have not mentioned again the specific version of we have to wait. So mint py and then python equal to, let us say 3.13, sorry 11. Okay, so you just understand I'm creating a new environment by name of mint with the python package of 3.11. okay, and yeah, so in open source this is the problem actually. Okay, the compatibility you have to basically maintain, and most of the in most of the cases the issue is in the compatibility only, nothing else. Okay, so yes, so it is almost completing. Then I will activate it, that is new environment which is mint mint. Okay, so this is done. Now conda activate new environment which is mint. Okay, now mint is activated. Now in mint again we have to install Jupyter notebook. So that is Jupyter notebook. Why? Okay, conda install c conda force notebook. So again it will take some time. So now meanwhile I can explain this next step. Okay, downloading the InSAR data set. So this is self-explanatory, this particular section. So this is the geometry of the Sentinel data sets, like it has 3 subswaths. So subswath 1, 2 and 3, and each subswath is having number of worst. You can see some gaps is there between one strip to the another strip. Okay, so each strip is called the worst. So total 9 worsts are there, like 1 to 9. Okay, so what you can do for this data download, you can visit this NASA Earth Data Science search website, where you have to first register it. So where you have to go, basically you have to just go to this particular website and register it, and have your own login ID and the password. Okay, then you go to this Alaska satellite facility. So that facility will look like this, and here you can basically search the data set. So all the screenshots are mentioned over here. So you have just to follow this particular screen, and then in this you have to just create, suppose you have some save file of your study area, so you can directly upload the save file or the KML file or the zip file or GeoJSON file, or okay, or if you want you can create your own box also. So by this way, for example, this by going here, so many tools are available. So using those tools you can create this box also, and if you have your save file you can directly upload, then the study area will come like this. Okay, once it is there, then so many filters are there. You can apply those filters, like this filter, and then so many options will be there, and then you can finally search it. So this way number of frames will be highlighted. So you can say this frame is called the ascending pass, and these frames, red one and this one, is basically the descending pass. So whatever the ascending or descending data you want to select, you just select it. Okay, suppose this red frame is covering the entire yellow study area, means our study area is highlighted by the yellow color. And if you see this frame, frame is not covering the entire yellow frame, and this frame, this image is also not covering the entire study area. This frame is also not completing. So the red frame is covering the entire study area. So you can select that particular frame and then go to the SWAS, and so that whatever the number of images are there according to your time period selected, you can just add to the download section. So all these will be highlighted in the download section, and those images you can download from here. Okay, so those images either you can download from one by one, or you can simply download the Python file, and that you can run in the terminal, and then you can download. Okay, so this is the browser by which you can download the data sets. And downloading the SWAS data sets according to the baseline and the SWAS options, so that procedure is mentioned here. Like you can choose for the baseline option, and only single baseline images will be highlighted. All the baselines will be highlighted like this. This side is the temporal baseline, this side is the perpendicular baseline, and whatever the time you have decided, accordingly the connections will be formed. You can also control the perpendicular baseline and the temporal baseline by just dragging these options. And these are the, again, after dragging, this looks like this, or you can drag as per your requirement. So by this way you can have the limited number of the scenes, and then you can download this Python script. Where is that Python script? If you go to the download section, and under download section a list will come, and just like this one. Okay, so many images will be there, and at the bottom data download section will be there. If you selecting on that, then these three options will be there: download all and download Python script. So this Python script you can download, and you can simply run in your this terminal. So, and by running it, you can download. That time it will ask the username and password of the SF NASA website. So that login ID and password you can provide, and one by one it will download all the images. Okay, so I'm just going back here. It is asking for yes. So this way you can download. Then the pre-processing, if you want to do in ISC2, that you can do. So all these steps are mentioned here, all the parameters and other things, but in this exercise I am not going to explain this ISC2 pre-processing part, but I can directly go to the MintPy processing. Okay, so from here, SWAS InSAR processing in MintPy package. Okay, so directly I am going, because on demand facility at the Hype 3 or you can the ASF site, on demand facility is also there. So pre-processing part you can finish over the ASF site itself, and they are using basically Hype 3 SAR processor, not the ISC2 processor or the Snap processor. So those processor I have mentioned over here. So if you read these lines, like what is the process in Anaconda and Minaconda is installed in your PC, we are presuming. Then MintPy package and required Python packages are installed in a separate environment, Conda environment in your computer. Then SAR processor, ISC2 or another mentioned above is installed in your PC. If pre-processing of the data is downloaded from ASF website using on-demand facility, where the Hype 3 SAR processor was used, then no SAR processor is required to install in your PC. So you can use the on-demand facility of the SF website. There you can pre-process, and after pre-process you can download the dataset from the ASF site directly, and those datasets you can use for the time series analysis. So how to use it? Those steps are mentioned over here. So see, this notebook is okay. Now we can install Conda Forge, install or Conda Force MintPy. Okay, MintPy. This installing. So now main processing is from here. So first of all, when you download the dataset from ASF website, so all the files are in the zip files. So first of all, what you will do, you will unzip all those files. So what is the command? You just go to that particular directory and then unzip the datasets. How to unzip? That is unzip and then inverted comma start dot zip and run this. So one by one all the zip files, whether 100 or 200 or 500, all those images will be unzipped one by one. Okay, so only this single line command is sufficient for unzipping. Otherwise, we are going selecting a one image and then right clicking extract here, that particular option we are using frequently in our systems. But by programming way, this single command is sufficient for unzipping all the images in a sequential manner. Okay, once this is done, then you can open the Jupyter notebook. Okay, how to open that? First, new environment, activate it, then change the working directory and type the Jupyter notebook, and by this way you can open the Jupyter notebook. If not installed, the same thing it is mentioned here. See, if Jupyter notebook is not installed, then by this command you can install, or by pip install notebook you can okay. So these commands are repeating. These are the same commands you have seen earlier also. Okay, now main processing will start from here, as was InSAR processing. So what will happen, you can start from here. I'm just showing here. Okay, this is MintPy. It's installing now. So see, earlier it was showing some error like Python 3.13, because when we started installing the MintPy, so it was showing some problem, but now it is not showing problem. So how we have solved the problem? When we are creating the new environment, that time we are specifying the version of the Python. So that Python version I have mentioned 3.11, like conda create new MintPy, then Python equal to 3.11, means this environment was created in a specific version of Python. So now it is working fine, and in the next step we are installing the MintPy, so that is also working fine. Okay, so Jupyter notebook was also installed. So in this new environment, what we installed, Jupyter notebook was installed, MintPy was now is also installed. But in between I have skipped one step, that kernel part. If you want to install a kernel, so that kernel you can also install. Okay, so that command is there. So for time being I will come back to this 12.3.1, but it's quickly going back for installation of the kernel. So here you can see that kernel command was mentioned just before the installation of the download of the data. So yeah, here you can see these two commands we have to process, because these were left. Okay, before that we can also check whether the installation of the MintPy is complete or not. Okay, so I'm just copying this, and here this installation is going on. Once finished, then yeah, this is almost about to finish. So once it is finished, I will check whether the installation of MintPy is complete or not, just by running this particular command. Okay, small baseline app.py space -h. So it is now installing, almost completing. Okay, so I'm just copying this command. Oh, it is taking time. Yes, and keep in mind here anaconda and miniconda both are mentioned. So in my system anaconda is there, so I will remove the miniconda, only I will use anaconda. So it is taking some time. Then I will create a, the kernel, and that kernel I will use in the Jupyter notebook. Okay, now it is almost completed. Okay, so now I will use this, means I will just installing, sorry, yeah, here I am just removing the miniconda. Here you can see only using anaconda. Now installing IPy kernel, it will take again some time. So installation part and the compatibility is the main issue. If it is working fine, then there is no issue. In free, in without money you can process these advanced processing. Means a multi-temporal InSAR technique you can process using the open source and free software system. So MintPy is the open source. ISC2 is also open source. Okay, and those Gamma SAR, SARscape, those are commercial software. The cost is very high, around 40-50 lakhs rupees. So if you want to do all those things in free, it means you have to go with the open source software systems. So these are the open source. Okay, so after this we will install this particular environment kernel we will create. Right now we are installing the IPy kernel. So now it is going on, done. Now I will install this. So you just keep in mind everything is fine. Here I am just simply writing mint, means python m IPy kernel install user name is mint, just entering it. So you can see IPy kernel is installed here. Now I will open the Jupyter notebook. Okay, I am now going back to the that 13 point, what is it, 12.3.1. okay, what was, yeah, this 12.3.1, yeah, here. Okay, now we will start processing from here, but before that we have to open the Jupyter notebook. So this command I am just running it, going this, and suppose right now data is not there, but if data is there, so you have to basically change the working directory of your data set. Okay, now entering it. Now see the Jupyter notebook is opened. Now I am just opening the new one. Here you see the mint kernel which we have created, so which is here. So using this mint kernel I am opening the new environment. Okay, so here basically you have to process everything. So what is, how to process? You simply go through this one, means first you just copying all these are basically the libraries or the packages which are required for the InSAR processing. Just copy all of them and then go to this browser. Sorry, where is that browser? That browser is somewhere. Oh, it is not here, it is here. Yeah, this is here in the, okay, so I'm just copying here. See, so these packages I have copied and something is left, so these you can also copy, all of them copying here. So these number of packages I have to import in this particular cell. So see, all of them are mentioned here. So see, in tutorial these are looking like, simply black, but if you are looking in this particular cell, so these are, green and black. So now you select this and then run this particular cell. There may be some error. So see, some error it is mentioning trailing comma not allowed without surrounding. Where it is? For MintPy import workflow views, TS view, transaction and all. So this one, this comma is not allowed, it is saying, okay. Or if it is allowing, then you have to allow this one. Okay, now run it. So what is that? MintPy this closure import. Page closure is showing some error. Yeah, this one, import, and again this one. Okay, so these small things we have to basically check. Now it is running. This symbol shows the things are running. Okay, now it is see, it is showing some error, no module names GeoPandas. It means GeoPanda module is not installed in our new environment. So this GeoPanda we have to install. So how to install, that is also mentioned somewhere in this. So here you can read, if any package is not installed, the same can be installed in the Jupyter notebook itself as this particular command. Okay, so now I will use this command. And what is the error? Error is with the GeoPandas. So I can create, let us say, one more cell by adding this, and now here by putting this. So what is the package error? That package is GeoPandas. GeoPandas. Okay, so by running this command, what will happen? The GeoPandas package will be installed. So now we are not going back to the Anaconda prompt. Means whatever the installations are required, the same installations can be done in the Jupyter notebook itself. Now running it. So now you see this is going on. Here you can check. Okay, so this way you can basically proceed. Now time is very less. If any other package error will be coming, then the same thing we will proceed again. Then you can change the work directories. So you can now simply copy here and in this you just paste. Okay, so these are the working directories, but these working directories you have to change as per your system. Suppose your data set, you have created your project somewhere in C drive, so you have to write C oblique, let's say desktop oblique project, and accordingly these three work directory you can assign. Okay, then this is for the unzipping. So if unzipping is have already done, then you cannot do this. Otherwise, if not done, then you can run this particular command. This is also very simple. So in next cell you can run this one. Okay, by running this one you can also unzip all those zipped files. And where are those zipped files? Those are in the Hive3 directory, because the data folder is there. Okay, and then clipping. If you want to clip, you have downloaded very large area, you want to clip a small portion or subset of that, then for that purpose you can run this. You simply copy this and generate another cell, create another cell and put it here. So by using, you can generate the subset, and that subset let long you can mention over here. Okay, so those things basically are in the meter, so you have to basically mention it. So that way by adding one cell, these commands you can run. So all these commands are mentioned here. So this command is basically for the giving the input parameters, because in MintPy total 13-14 steps are there, like here, like this. The first step is here it is mentioned, like loading the data. Then the second step is the modify network, all the parameters are here. Third is the reference point selection. Then fourth is the correcting the unwrapping errors. Then inverting the network. Then correct solid earth tight. Then correct the topographic errors. Then deramping, correct the topography. Then residual RMS calculation, reference date selection, velocity estimation. These are parameters basically. So in a single cell you have to process. Then geocoding, Google Earth, KML file generation, then HDF US file generation, and then plotting. Okay, so all the parameters you can run. Then run the SWAS time series by running this particular command. Okay, so single command is sufficient, you can finish all those things. But if you want to process, because there are 12-13 steps, if you want to process all those steps one by one, so for that command is this one. Here you can see this command, like do step, the name of that particular step. Okay, and if you are not mentioning this, it will basically process all the things one parallelly or sequentially basically. Okay, so by this way you can just go, and the detail of the first step is also mentioned here. You have to just run this, and then second step is this, modify interprogram networks. Then in third step is, you know, after interprogram modifications you can visualize them also. So how to plot? So for plotting purpose commands are here. Then these are these types of the coherence. This is spatial coherence, this is the temporal coherence you can generate. And if you want to generate something else, so you know, number of masks you want to generate, then you have to run this particular command, and then select the spatial reference point. Just you have to run this command. So this way you can go through all the steps, and if you in between all the plots are also shown here. Okay, so this is the inversion. So inversion means after inversion this types of the deformation you will get, and the background DM you can visualize, and contours you can put, and the color map, everything you can manage. Okay, so by this, after corrections you can, after correction you can generate the DM. And then this is showing the topographic delay corrected output, removal of the ramp removal outputs, RMSE phase residuals, these types of the things you can. So all the steps are basically commands are mentioned here. Here this is basically the velocity. Earlier it was displacement. This is the velocity, this is the acceleration, and corresponding standard deviations you can generate. So all the commands are mentioned in this particular tutorial, and if you want to plot all of them simultaneously, you can show like this. So this is very long tutorial, and if you have free time you can just download data set of your study area and follow this particular tutorial. You can generate the deformation maps very easily. Okay, and if you have any further queries or errors, then you can write me anytime. So these are some plots over different corrections like set corrections, topographic height corrections, ramp correction, everything. So and this is for the acceleration, and this is you know, time series. Suppose you want to click over a particular point and you want to generate the time series also, so that can also be done. And the number of files, all the corrected files means multiple plots you want to generate, so you can plot multiple files and multiple graphs you can plot. So that facility is also there in the MintPy. Okay, so that way you can basically run or generate the deformation maps using this particular tutorial using MintPy. Okay, so now if you have any query or questions, then we can take.